Angela, your business trip was supposed to end today, right? What time are you coming home? I've been looking forward to seeing you. I even went ahead and made plans for us to have dinner when you get home.
Chris, I'm so sorry. My business trip has been extended. I won't be back until Monday now.
What? Why? What happened all of a sudden?
The person I was supposed to meet for work ran into a major issue on their end. They asked to reschedule our meeting. So now I'm stuck here over the weekend, waiting for things to settle. It's frustrating, but it's out of my hands.
I see. I understand now.
I feel awful about this. I was really looking forward to finally spending a weekend together with you. It's been so long since we've had that kind of time.
Don't worry about it, Angela. I understand. It's work, after all. These things happen, and it's beyond your control. We both knew this would happen sometimes when we decided to get married, considering how busy our jobs are. We promised to support each other no matter what.
Thank you for being so understanding. I'll make it up to you. When I get back, I'll stop by and pick up your favorite chocolate cake. You always say it's the best treat after a long week.
Sounds good. I'll be looking forward to it. Even though it feels like we hardly ever get time together anymore, let's make sure that next time we have the chance, we'll just relax and enjoy each other's company. No work, no interruptions, just us.
Sam, good news! My business trip has been extended until Monday, which means I get to stay here over the weekend. I feel bad for the client who's dealing with all their issues, but honestly, it's lucky for us. Now we can spend the whole weekend together and do all the things we can't do back at the office. Let's make the most of it.
Angela.
Come on, don't be so formal. Call me Angie like you always do. I'm so excited. I can't wait to relax and spend time with you. Just the two of us having fun.
You still don't get it, do you?
Wait, what? No way. Did I send that message to the wrong person?
Yeah, you sure did. What's this about Sam and Angie? Looks like you sent one of those classic wrong messages. You know, I used to wonder who's dumb enough to make that kind of mistake, but now I know. Turns out it's people like you who live in some fantasy world.
No, you're completely misunderstanding. Okay, I'll admit I sent the message to the wrong person, but let me explain. Sam's a woman. She just has a boyish vibe, so everyone calls her Sam. She's a junior colleague of mine, so we're here on this trip for work. We're not sharing a room or anything like that. We were just planning to have dinner together in her room and unwind a bit after a stressful day, that's all.
So you're telling me that you're gonna unwind and spend time together over dinner with a female colleague? Sure, that sounds completely innocent.
Why are you being like this? You don't even understand the kind of work I do, and yet you're quick to assume the worst. That's not fair at all. Are you saying you don't trust me? If you really love me, the first thing you should do is trust me. Isn't that how relationships are supposed to work?
You know what? There's no point in arguing about this over messages. I don't have any solid proof, and this isn't the kind of situation that can be resolved by just going back and forth like this.
Exactly. I'm glad you understand.
Let me ask you this, though. Is it really true that you're there for work?
Of course it's true. Why would I lie about something like that? The extension of the trip is real, too. You can even ask my boss if you don't believe me.
Fine. If that's the case, just focus on finishing your work.
Obviously, that's what I'll do. But I can't help feeling upset that you're doubting me like this. It's unfair and it hurts, Chris. Chris, what were you thinking? You actually called my company, didn't you? What did you say to them? Do you even realize what kind of chaos you've caused? I just got told by management that they're sending someone else to handle the Monday meeting. They told me to return home immediately. That was supposed to be my negotiation, my opportunity to prove myself. This deal was critical for my promotion. How could you mess things up for me like this? How could you? You acted recklessly without even bothering to talk to me first, and now everything is ruined. Do you have any idea how unfair and hurtful this is?
Oh, really? Is that what you think? Well, then let's hear your excuses this time. I'm curious to see how you'll try to spin this mess you've made.
Wait, what's this? What are you even talking about?
It's a screenshot of a message you sent 2 weeks ago, the day you left for your business trip. You must have realized your mistake and tried to delete it right away, but I'd already seen it by then. You didn't think to check whether I'd read it, did you?
No, this can't be happening. How is that even still there?
You do know that smartphones have a screenshot feature, don't you? Or did you somehow miss that little detail?
This is too much. You've gone too far, Chris. I mean it.
Too far? Are you seriously accusing me of going too far? Because if we're talking about crossing lines, I think you've already set a new record. Let's not forget, this isn't the first time. First it was Sam, and now what do we have? Sammy? How creative. I guess keeping the names close together makes it easier to avoid mix-ups, huh?
Stop it. I already told you it's not an affair. There is nothing inappropriate going on between us.
Oh, really? So I suppose you're going to tell me this is all just one big coincidence. Let me ask you something. Did you know that one of my friend's dads works at your company?
What? What does that have to do with anything? This is completely irrelevant right now.
Oh, I think it's very relevant. It just so happens that this friend's dad has access to some interesting internal information.
Why are you even bringing this up? This has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
You're a supervisor in the sales department, aren't you?
Yes, but what does that...
And isn't there someone higher up in your department named Cameron?
Why are you suddenly mentioning Cameron?
Oh, no reason. Just that Cameron, being the department head, has access to all kinds of information about employee schedules. You know, things like business trips and leave requests.
Chris, what are you trying to say?
I'm saying it's fascinating how, on both your recent trips, 2 junior employees from your department conveniently took leave at the exact same time. 2 weeks ago, it was someone named Samuel. And this time, it's another employee named Sam. Pretty convenient, wouldn't you say?
Wait, how do you even know about this? That's confidential company information.
Oh, it's simple. Since I'm your husband, they thought it was only fair to share this information with me. You know, as part of an open and honest partnership.
That's ridiculous. You can't just invade my privacy like this.
Oh, and speaking of transparency, I've already submitted the screenshots of your messages to Cameron.
What? No, you didn't. You can't do that. Sharing private messages like that. What is wrong with you?
Given the circumstances, I think it's entirely justified.
Chris, listen to me. This isn't what you think it is. I'm not having an affair, and I've done nothing wrong. The timing of those junior employees' leave requests was just a coincidence, I swear.
Oh, a coincidence! So you're telling me that 2 fresh-out-of-college employees, barely in their 20s, just happened to take leave at the exact same time as your business trips? And they just happen to share the same nicknames you've been using in your messages? Sure, Angela, that sounds perfectly believable.
Chris, I'm telling you the truth. There is nothing going on.
And you expect me to believe that? Angela, you're almost 30 years old. You're married. These are kids barely starting their careers, and you're using them for what exactly? Are you seriously trying to justify this?
I already said it's not what you think. They both knew what they were getting into. Everything was consensual.
Oh, so now we're playing the consent card. Great, that clears everything up.
What I'm saying is the age difference isn't even that big of a deal. It's not like I'm twice their age or something.
Wow, thanks for admitting it. I've got that saved now, by the way.
No, wait, that's not what I meant.
Too late. I've already taken another screenshot. So let me get this straight. Consensual relationships with 2 junior employees, all while you're married to me. That makes 3 people you're juggling. Did I miss anything?
Chris, please let me explain.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
It's not what you think. This wasn't about cheating. It's just building rapport with my team, strengthening workplace relationships.
Oh, that's rich. I'm sure your company's compliance office would love to hear about your creative approach to team building. Maybe I'll include that in my next email to Cameron.
No, wait, you've got it all wrong.
Oh, do I? Then please enlighten me. How exactly am I wrong?
I don't know how to explain it, but you've misunderstood.
Angela, let me give you some advice. Stop talking. You're just digging yourself deeper.
Chris, please.
Oh, and by the way, your little team-building partners have already confessed everything.
What?
Yeah, both of them. Apparently, they were under the impression that you were serious about them. But once they found out you were seeing both of them at the same time, they came clean.
No way. That can't be true.
Oh, it's true. They told me everything. And honestly, I think you're the one who should be reflecting on how disgusting this is. You're married, Angela, and these are your subordinates. Kids barely out of college, still figuring out how to navigate the corporate world. And you took advantage of them. And let's not forget, you used company business trips to turn your affairs into romantic getaways.
Chris, it's not like that, I swear.
Save it. I've already made my decision. I'm filing for divorce. I've already contacted a lawyer.
No, please don't do this. I'll end things with them. I'll never see them again. Just please don't leave me.
It's too late, Angela. I'm done. I'll be packing my things and leaving the house tonight.
Chris, please, you're the only one I love.
Shut up. I've had enough. Do you have any idea how long I waited for you to come clean? 2 weeks, Angela. 2 weeks since that first accidental message. I gave you every opportunity to tell me the truth.
I don't know how to...
And instead of being honest, you just kept lying. You just kept making excuses, and then on top of all that, you had the audacity to bring someone else into the picture. How could I ever trust you again?
Chris, I'm begging you, just give me one more chance.
You've already used up every chance I gave you. I'm done. And don't think this stops with me leaving. I've already reported everything to HR. Oh, and Cameron's been copied in on every single detail. I'm sure they'll handle the rest. As for you, Angela, don't contact me again.
Chris.
Goodbye. It appears that Angela returned to the company that very same day. From what I gathered during her business trip, it seems she had done everything by the book when it came to her work. This ultimately helped prove her professionalism and allowed her to keep her job, even though she had made a number of mistakes prior to this. However, while her job wasn't completely lost, the consequences were not light either. Angela was demoted, and her new role was in a department where she'd no longer be dealing with high-stakes work, but instead would focus more on internal office tasks. The change was significant, and it marked a clear shift in her responsibilities. While she had managed to avoid being completely let go, she had definitely been punished for her actions. The truth is, this demotion came after a series of missteps on her part, and despite her attempts to salvage her reputation, she was now in a much less viable position within the company. It seemed like her work had been sufficient during the trip, but it wasn't enough to save her from the fallout of her previous behavior. It wasn't exactly an ideal situation for her, but at least she wasn't completely cut off from her career. Meanwhile, the new recruits who had joined the company alongside Angela couldn't handle the intense pressure that came with the environment. They weren't able to cope with the high expectations and the watchful eyes of their colleagues. For some reason, they found it increasingly difficult to survive under the scrutiny, and in the end, they chose to resign voluntarily. From what I gathered, they just couldn't endure the psychological and emotional toll that came with their roles. Their decision to leave wasn't necessarily a surprise, but it was an indication of just how overwhelming the corporate world could be for those who weren't fully prepared for it. As for me, I was able to get the alimony I had requested from Angela and the others. The amount wasn't particularly high, considering that our marriage had been so short-lived, but it was enough to cover the costs and provide some sense of closure. I had never expected a large sum, and honestly, I wasn't even concerned about the amount. What mattered most to me was that the matter was settled and that I could move on with my life. It wasn't about the money, but about ensuring that the past was behind me. However, things took an unexpected turn. Despite the alimony payment, it seemed Angela wasn't satisfied with simply moving forward and leaving things in the past. Instead, for reasons I still don't understand, Angela made another questionable decision. Not long after our divorce, and after paying me the alimony, she became involved with a new employee who had been hired through mid-career recruitment. The new recruit was a married man with children, and for some strange reason, Angela decided to get involved with him. This situation was much more serious and had far more lasting consequences than anything that had happened between us. It seemed that Angela had somehow convinced herself that she could get away with it, or perhaps she simply didn't care about the repercussions of her actions. Either way, she was once again faced with the consequences of her poor choices. But this time it was much more costly. The new employee's wife soon found out what had happened and, understandably, demanded a significant sum of money in alimony. The amount was far higher than what Angela had paid me. In fact, the amount was so much larger that it made the debt I had incurred during our marriage seem trivial by comparison. The wife of the new employee, who had been betrayed by Angela's actions, demanded a substantial financial settlement. The amount was so enormous that it placed Angela in a situation where she could no longer manage the burden. Her financial situation became untenable, and the stress from the situation caused her to fall into even more serious debt. She had gone from one mistake to the next, and now she found herself trapped in a financial hole that seemed impossible to escape from. Angela's mounting debt became so unmanageable that she was forced to leave the company altogether. It was clear that she could no longer function in the corporate world, given the weight of her financial troubles and the reputation damage that came with her personal choices. She resigned from the company, marking the end of her professional career there. It wasn't a proud moment for her, and there was no redemption this time. Angela had made her bed, and now she had to lie in it. But that wasn't the end of the story. With no job and no prospects, Angela turned to an entirely different industry. Desperate and seemingly out of options, she transitioned into the nightlife business. She chose to leave behind the corporate world and try her hand in bars, clubs, and other nighttime ventures. It was a drastic change from her previous career, and it was hard to say if it was a decision born of necessity or simply the result of poor judgment. The nightlife industry, while lucrative in certain respects, is also known for its high risks and moral compromises. Angela's choice to dive into that world seemed like an escape, but it was a risky one. She went from a corporate office to the shadowy corners of bars and clubs, where the opportunities were there, but so were the dangers. It wasn't a stable or honorable career path. But for someone who had no other options left, it might have been the only one she felt she could pursue. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.